agree.
All right, it's your boy Tuck Taylor here with my dog PK Paleo King. We're getting ready for episode 5 of Inside DEEZ Athletics, where we're going to talk about life, 2-a-day workouts, and DEEZ Nuts! I'm Tuck Taylor.
And I'm Seneca, PK.
And this is episode 5 of Inside DEEZ Athletics. That was good, PK. That was togetherness. I like that. We're syncing up, baby. Yep. So, episode 5, man. Inside DEEZ Athletics, we're here to talk about health, wealth, wellness, nutrition, empowerment, sports performance, any of that stuff. We definitely appreciate the love you guys been showing us on the show.
Yes,
the feedback has been phenomenal. So we're here to provide you guys with as much value as possible on this anything that's going to help you guys become better people. Little recap of things that's been going on at DEEZ Athletics.
Had a lot going on.
Got a lot going on. We've been busy. We've been booming. Definitely been blessed. Past 3 or 4 weeks, we've had a huge influx of members. Words getting around town about us. Also, we had the opportunity to host the first annual Battle of the Beast All-Star Classic. Featured the top seniors from the SIAA versus the top FHSAA seniors. So the shout out to Tampa Catholic for letting us host the venue. We had about 330 people show up for the game. Featured a 3-point contest, which Thomas DeZalgo won. He killed it.
Yes.
Troy Baxter, future USF player, he won the dunk contest. And then the black team won the game. So it was good. It was coached by Coach Kenny Gillian, the state champion West Oaks. Awesome game. We want to do a quick shout out to everybody that made it possible. Shout out to head coach of Oldsmar Christian. Actually, not the head coach of Oldsmar Christian anymore. Just got a grad assistant job at Louisville. Shout out to Jordan Fair. We want to shout out Ocean Gang Clothing for providing us with about $5,000 worth of gear. We passed out to the fans. Each player got an Ocean Gang wardrobe pretty much to take home with them. Some of the media sources that were there, we had CRA Films, we had Home Team Hoops, we had Nation Hoops, we had 527 Hoops, we had Hoop Diamonds, we had Bay Area Hoops, we had Uncle Drew Productions out there. It was insane. Some of the other companies that were there, iHandle, Sean Faust, appreciate the love. He showed us a lot of love on social media with the game. It was awesome experience. It was the same day as my birthday, so it was just a lot going on, a lot of emotion going on. So it was awesome stuff. Shout out to the DEEZ Athletic staff for helping us out there. And I want to thank my mama. She made the programs. Yes. She made the programs. Shout out to Alma Taylor. All right, so... And Grind Route Graphics for all the graphics you guys saw. Yes. Speaking of Grind Route Graphics, he's taken over the initiative for filming the Inside DEEZ Athletics. Yes. So we're looking forward to continuing to do the show and, again, providing value. Topics for today. We got some random stuff to talk about today. We're talking about life. We're talking about nutrition. We're talking about workouts. So first thing we're going to talk about is life. So quick background. The way we're kind of figuring out what to talk about is kind of what we're hearing feedback from our members and kind of things our members are going through. So one of the big things we're finding is that people are having a hard time, not everybody, but some people have a hard time staying on track with life happening. So we're talking weddings, we're talking baby showers, we're talking vacations,
anything.
Your birthday, bar mitzvahs, all these things are coming up, and it's sometimes people find it hard. It's just natural to stay on track with your goals as these things start to arise. So PK, talk a little bit about your take on that. And you lost 170 pounds.
Yeah, so, just a little bit there, So with that, of course, you always have to keep your goals as a priority. You have to always keep those in the forefront of your mind. So no matter what, there's like who we were saying before, life is going to happen. You're going to have weddings, you're going to have birthdays, you're going to have parties and everything that's going to entice you to go outside of what your normal meal plan is. But we have to make sure if you have your goals and things at the forefront of your mind and as a priority, then we know that you have to prioritize. You have to also prep and be ready and prepared for damage control. So that being said, is what I always do is make sure that knowing I'm going to go to a wedding, then okay, I need to go ahead and maybe eat a meal before. So then when I do go there, I can look at having a salad, having a good protein, and then just do the damage control that way. If you're going out to parties or whatever, you know that you stay away from the alcohol and different things. You have water, you have. Then you kind of go about it that way, right? That's what I mainly did. It's all about preparation, just being prepared and knowing that your goal is top priority. And sometimes, as we kind of talked about too, is once you really start ingraining this into your lifestyle, those things and places that you used to do and used to go and people even sometimes you used to hang around with no longer is a part of that lifestyle that you're a part of now. So some of those things are going to start having to fade away and fade to the wayside, right? For you to continue to move forward and progress and for you to get to your goals, some of those things, those birthday parties, those different events, going clubbing and different things, drinking, might end up fading away. And
Absolutely.
For you to be able to get to your goals.
And
so.
I always say if it's not bringing you closer to your goals, you got to really kind of renegotiate if that's something you really want to do. So
right.
If it's not bringing me closer to my goals, I'm not doing it.
Right.
I'm quick to say no to things now. I'm quick to not do every single social event out there. If it's not getting me better, bringing me closer to my goals, it's not for me. It might have been for me at one point in my life,
Right,
but
right.
as we evolve and our progression becomes the forefront, you start to really renegotiate the old things that you used to do.
Right.
You start to make better life choices.
Exactly.
And that's how you really progress and evolve, is by the things that you do on a regular basis and kind of changing those things every once in a while to update yourself with your goals.
Right.
Another thing we had talked about before the show started is just kind of reviewing your goals, making sure you remind yourself why you're doing what you do. If you don't take time to remind yourself what you're doing, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of what's going on in the world, and those things start to take priority and not your actual goals.
Right, because you're trying to figure out then what's your purpose, what is your point of doing it, right? So like you said, always keeping those goals in front of you and reminding why you're doing this. What is your why? We just were talking about that.
Yeah.
What is your why? What is the reason why you're in here, working out? What is the reason why you're wanting to change your meal plan and be better and do better? So just kind of jumping back, what you were saying just a minute ago is something that really helped me is, and still to this day is, when looking at my goals, I'm always saying, is this going to help me get to my goal, or is it going to push me away from my goal? So, if I have a drink, alcoholic drink in front of me, I'm like, all right, people always ask about, alcohol, how does that work on paleo? It's like, well, if it's going to get you to your goal, go ahead and have it. But if it's not going to, then step away from it and move forward to something that's going to go towards your goal. So
Right.
That's something that I always put that question in place before I made a decision on what I was going to do next.
Absolutely. I like that. I mean, that's pretty much it, folks. If it's not making you better, don't do
Right.
it. Next topic we want to talk about, the next question we get a lot of. I've gotten this question 3 times
Right.
just this week.
Exactly.
And it's a big topic. A lot of people at our gym are doing it. So this is not to step on anybody's toes or make anybody feel awkward about it. But we're getting the question about 2-a-days.
Yeah.
So can I work out 2 times a day? So first, I always talk about intent. Why do you want to work out twice a day?
Exactly.
So if it's to get extra results, get extra goals, okay, or extra results, okay. So that's where we're gonna kind of break that down. My take on 2-a-days, to backtrack a little bit, is you'll find this in a lot of sports science journals, is that if you haven't been training consistently for a year, it's not in your best interest to do it 2-a-day. And what defines a 2-a-day?
Right.
What defines a 2-a-day? Is that what kind of workouts?
Right.
So for the people that's been asking me, I've been telling them 2-a-days are fine, but it needs to be 1 high intensity exercise session and 1 low intensity, 1 low impact session. Our bodies aren't made to do high intensity twice a day. All right, you're going to break down. You're going to be able to do it for a little bit. You're going to even look better for a little bit. Get some of you're going to get closer to your goals, and then your body's going to start to hurt. Knees are going to start to ache. The itises are going to get tendonitis and all that kind of stuff is going to start to flare up. So it's in your best interest to, this is a marathon getting our goals. A step every single day. You don't want to take big leaps every single day, because the quicker you get it, the quicker it can be taken away through injury, through fatigue, through burnout. Especially with the high intensity stuff, our central nervous system cannot take that on a consistent basis. You'll get that CNS burnout. Well, you feel a little sick. You feel extremely lethargic. And again, we talked about the overuse injuries as well. So for those of you that have been asking about 2-a-days, I'd say no. But if you have to do it, mix it with a high intensity workout session, and then do a low intensity session. If your knees and stuff are starting to hurt, that's your body giving you a signal to say, hey, you might be doing a little bit too much. All right. Anything else you want to say on 2-a-days?
One quick thing, just because we kind of talked about it before, is that a lot of times people are thinking they do 2-a-days so they can get to their goals or something really quicker. Right. And a lot of times it's not that you doing a 2-a-day will get you to your goal quicker. It's more of that you need to look at your nutrition.
Absolutely.
Only because you're working out and you're still doing, you're working out hard, but you have horrible nutrition, then you're not going to get to your goal. It's going to start restricting you. We were talking about how, we work out hard, but then sometimes for the weekend, we crash everything for the weekend, that all the results that we took place. So that's just something we need to take a look at. Look at your nutrition as well. And
in my old consultations too, this is the last thing we'll say on that, is that you can't outwork a bad diet. You can't outwork a bad diet. So if your goal on 2-a-days is so that you can still eat bad and still get your results, it's not going to happen. You don't want that. I'm trying to outwork this bad diet. I'm trying to get this extra workout session in so I can cheat all weekend. It's not going to work that way. It's a lot easier to do this than it is to do this. So you're going to find yourself in an imbalance of trying to, keep up with your high caloric intake and also burning those calories off as well. The last thing we'll talk about is nuts. So we're talking about obviously the nuts that you eat, cashews, almonds, macadamia nuts. I'm a big fan of nuts. I love cashews. I love all that stuff.
Who doesn't?
But what we're finding here, again, we're a results-based company, so we get a lot of feedback from our members on what's happening with their weight. And Paleo Challenge, Beast Paleo 10 started. So we had this nice influx of people dropping, 5-10 pounds a week, even up to 10 pounds a week. And then we had some people that were starting to gain a little bit of weight. So we're like, this is not one of the things we're looking to happen. So I started asking them about their nutrition and what they're eating. And like, I snack on nuts in between, in between meals.
That was a repetitive thing we kept hearing too about, nuts. I eat nuts during this time. I have that as a snack, and so
and dating back to my my time back at Anytime Fitness. Shout out to my Anytime Fitness fam. I used to do my consultation. I used to ban nuts from my clients because I personally know it is easy to eat a full bag of nuts and not really realize it. You get used to the rhythm of chewing. You're eating and watching. You're eating and listening to music. You're doing this mindless eating, and you look down, the whole bag is gone. And I would be scared to do the macronutrients on. I'd be like, all right, this was about a half pound of nuts I just ate. You look at the thing, you're like, holy crap, I just ate 2,000 calories of nuts in one sitting. And that's where the sabotage happens. That's why the weight gain happens. That's why you're gaining that extra weight, because nuts are highly calorie dense, nutrient dense food. So they're good if you can eat them in extreme moderation, but most of us can't because they taste really good.
Exactly. And that being said, is once again in moderation, is that with nuts we have to make sure, that's one thing you have to make sure you actually measure out when it comes down to your serving size. So for a serving size of nuts is 1/4 cup. And usually that's about a handful. And how often, like you said before, we only have one handful of nuts. That's really not possible. A lot of times we're continuously eating them, and like you said, easily before we know we're 2,000 calories in. So that's one thing. If you're going to have nuts are good, but just making sure we're taking in only the appropriate serving amount of nuts, and that will meet your macros for that day.
Absolutely, and again, I'm totally against them when you're trying to lose.
Right. Yeah,
I just think it's just better just to do without it. I forgot
or even use them, or even use it more as a reward. So you get to
that's what I was gonna say.
You get to a certain weight, maybe on a scale weight that you wanted to get to, then you can have nuts as a reward. If you get to a certain dress size or pant size, whatever it is, use that as a reward type thing, not just something as a snack a go-to snack.
Absolutely. So. That's it on nuts, man. That's as much as we're going to talk about nuts as possible.
I think we're done.
PK, we got anything coming up? What we got coming up? Anything? Any projects? Anything? Not much. We got, I know July 23rd, we got Beast Battling Against Cancer. It'll be our fourth annual event. So we usually find somebody local in the community that's struggling with cancer, and we do a big fundraiser for them. We don't do the whole donate to American Cancer Society or any of those places. Not that they're bad, but we find it more impactful if you just give the money directly to that person. So we try to do something to impact them and their families. So that's coming up. That's a Saturday, July 23rd. We got a couple months for that. So
we're looking for people to help out with that too. So
absolutely, yeah.
We listen.
Definitely want to tap into our members and get your guys' opinions and feedback, and definitely looking for volunteers for that event. It's one of the events that's near and dear to our heart here at Beast Athletics, and we get very excited to do. Anything else we got going on? We got our training camp starts. First week of school's out, kids. Athletes looking to get faster, stronger, jump higher. We got Beast training camp starting. That's June 6th.
Yes.
June 6th. We also have our middle school camp as well. That's June 7th, I believe. So we'll post little graphics right here, DEEZ, of those links so they can go in there and look and find out more about those programs. Is this it for episode 5?
I think this is a wrap for episode 5.
Episode 5, and let's do a high five for episode 5.
In the books.
In the books, folks. Episode 5 is in the books.